Welcome, ghosts, back to Bullet Catcher Gaming. Now, I did say the next video was going to be another character profile, but obviously this takes precedence over that. Now, if you've been living in a cave somewhere, you may not have heard the news, but I'm sure most of you already have. Tom Henderson has been up to his old tricks, digging up info on the new Ghost Recon game. It came through Insider Gaming last night. A couple of really good videos already out there, like A Squads and G Money's. Some good info already out there. I thought I would hang on and just try and gauge what the community was thinking. It's difficult to do that within an hour or so of info dropping, so I thought I would do it now, give it a few hours so I could see the reactions from what people were saying in regards to this news, because it is big news. So if you're unaware, obviously Tom Henderson dropped some news about the new Ghost Recon. As you can see, this is the Insider Gaming article. So I'm going to go through it and then we'll discuss in a little bit more. So basically he says, obviously, that, you know, not much is known. We obviously know that it was set during the fictional Naaman War, which dropped a couple of weeks back. Someone from Ubisoft has obviously dropped this because he does talk later on about the fact that they have seen footage. So obviously they are not going to give away who their sources were. But he's saying release 2025, 2026. We kind of probably knew that anyway. But the big news was obviously, as you can see here, that he says that it is heading back to a first-person perspective. Now, we'll get to that in a second. It's going to be a squad-based military tactical shooter, almost milsim-like in nature, that will take inspiration from some of the leading first-person military games, including the Modern Warfare series, Battlefield, Squad, and Ready or Not. Now, it says it's going to take place in a southeast country that's seen hundreds of thousands of people die as a result of war crimes. And the game revolves around the Ghosts, which is obviously your team, infiltrating the war zone to carry out secret missions. Now, he goes on to say that the game is taking heavy inspiration from the Modern Warfare series, and it's going to have dark or controversial missions and segments. Now, I quite like that. I'm not against that at all. It says one mission, for example, shows your squad nearly shooting a man holding a baby because they thought the baby was a bomb, but they realised at the last second that it wasn't. And as I said, graphically, they're saying that the footage provided to Insider Gaming, under the condition that the footage isn't shared or goes public, shows a graphical improvement, which you would expect, obviously. I presume it's going to be a new engine. And the game is best compared to something like Ready or Not, and obviously Ready or Not is a very good game. So that is all the info we got, but obviously there's some important stuff in there that is worth discussing. So first of all, first-person shooter. I think that's a bad idea, simply because I think, for me, and I've said this on previous videos, Ghost Recon Wildlands is probably the best Ghost Recon game we've ever had. It should have been built upon. And from what I have seen today and last night, from not only from Twitter, especially on Reddit, comments from, like I said, G Money's video, from A Squad's video, I would say that about 65 to 70% of all the comments have negativity within them, which you are absolutely entitled to do. I'm not knocking that. It's, if you know, you're going to pay money for a game and it's a series that you're invested in, you're entitled to your opinions. Absolutely. What I would say is that there were a lot of those comments saying that they were not happy about the move to first person, because there's not only Ubisoft already have some first person shooters, but there are so many of them already that it's just going to feel like kind of any other game. Now, this game may be fantastic, and I hope it is, but I do think if there is not an option for third person, they are going to push away a much bigger part of the community than they possibly think. Having been doing this for quite a few years now, and listening to community engagement through Discords and videos and things like that, I know that there are a lot of people who play this game and play this game over and over because it's a third-person tactical shooter, and there aren't many of them on the market. You could be pushing all of those people away because they'll say, well, I can play first-person tactical shooters if I want to. They're already out there. They exist. I don't need another one. Even if this game is good, it might just be a passing, they might buy it, play it for a couple of weeks, go, yeah, it was fun, I enjoyed it, it was good. But it's not something I'm going to keep coming back to. Whereas I think there's a lot of people out there who keep coming back to Breakpoint and Wildlands continuously, especially on console. A, because there's nothing else really like it on console, but because it's third person. And I think that's a really dangerous thing that they've taken a risk with there. And I saw there's obviously so many different comments on Reddit about this, especially. But there was one that I really liked, and it was from Cardi85. And he said, Ghost Recon was cool when it was not trying to be something else. And I just kept going over that because I've said this before, and I know others have. Wildlands felt, yes, open world's been done before, exactly, but Wildlands did feel like they got it right. And I feel like the talk of Modern Warfare, I like Modern Warfare, though Modern Warfare 3 was awful. I thought it was dreadful. And these other games, why are they trying to get this game to be like other games? Why do they need to do that? Why can't Ghost Recon be Ghost Recon? Why is it always feels like Ghost Recon is trying to be something else? Why Wildlands wasn't trying to be something else, and it was their biggest selling Ghost Recon game ever? I'm not entirely happy if this is the case. And I think it's if third is available too, then I have no issues. All good. You're going to bring more people in. Fantastic. Both modes. But it doesn't say that. It says first person. And I genuinely do think this could be catastrophic. And I've said before that if this game doesn't go right, it could be the end of Ghost Recon. After what's happened, Frontline being cancelled, Breakpoint not selling anywhere near as well as Wildlands. The comments from these videos that I've been looking at, mainly about the third person not being there. And a lot of people saying, well, if it's got third too, then I'm in. If not, I'm out. And also the chasing trends thing. I've seen a lot of the chasing trends. Yeah, I think it was a fella, or I presume, could be a girl, to be fair. Non-living for Dentity 69 on Reddit. How hard is it to take some advice from the actual community? I mean, he says we want Breakpoint gameplay with Wildlands level story. How hard is that to follow? Now, I think he's echoing. You may not agree with everything he says, but I think he's echoing overall a really good kind of narrative that many of us feel. All we need is a Wildlands type experience that's been improved upon. Like I said, if you want to add first person into that experience as well as, then fantastic. Don't start taking things away. And I feel like the community is not being listened to. We had a survey last year. We asked in that survey about first and third, and most people wanted third. It was about 80-something% wanted third. And then I think we had the same amount of people said they'd be very happy to have both, but the numbers on first person only were very low. And it does feel like we're not being listened to. So let us know. What do you think? What do you make of this? Are you fine with first? Did you just want third? Do you think it should have both? Do you think it will have both? And that's just, we're only being given some, very tiny snippets of info. But what about this whole narrative here about the games that they are looking at? Are Ghost Recon and is Ubisoft just jumping on trends? Again, instead of making the game that you're just making a game as it should be, its own thing. Are they doing that? Do you think it's a good thing that they are looking at some of these other shooters and trying to copy them? Let us know what you think below. Really interested to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for watching. Got another video coming this week, and then I've got a really interesting one about the history of Ghost Recon, or the kind of military history of Ghost Recon coming probably in a couple of weeks' time. Keep an eye out for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Love you as always. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye bye.